Hey, Flyer fans, got a new member of the Flyer family. Really excited to introduce assistant coach Jordan Talley.
Absolutely.
Jordan, welcome on board, my friend.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I'm excited to be here.
It's really thrilling sort of looking at your background because you come from a lot of wins. And I know you're from the Sunshine State, and you had a lot of success in Florida at Tallahassee Community College, an outstanding team. Go to JMU, get a CAA title, find yourself in Gainesville, yes, Florida Gators, part of SEC title national championship team. Is there one ingredient that you've sort of been able to pinpoint in sort of describing a championship team?
I'd say more than anything, the three things that kind of align on those teams is the guys. Like, we were really, really competitive. I'm really competitive. The guys are really competitive. Our coaching staff was really competitive, and it bred for an environment of like get down or lay down, basically. So at Tallahassee, the biggest thing that we focused on was you eat what you kill. So everybody wanted Division I scholarships. Everybody wanted to have the opportunity to go to the next level. Well, if we don't win, it doesn't happen. So the competitive fire and desire from just wanting to get better every day and be in the gym with each other and push each other, that kind of separated us at Tallahassee, and we had so much talent that it was a great separator there. At James Madison, really the same thing. We had the player of the year, Matt Lewis, and then we had some young guys, Terrell Strickland, Terrence Edwards, Justin Amati. When they came in, they really, really, really pushed the culture forward because they were just so competitive. They went at the older guys, and they created for our first year. We threw those freshmen in the fire, and their competitiveness allowed for us to kind of take that next step. And we had Mark Byington, who I think is one of the best coaches in the country, and he was as competitive as a human being as I've ever been around. And then moving forward towards the Florida, and Ty Golden, Corey McCray, Carlin Hartman, Torian Green, Kevin Hubday, all of those guys, John Andrzejczyk, Sapphire, we had such a competitive coaching staff that wanted to win, that when we went out recruiting, the coaching staff and the players kind of had to match up. Like, that was what the big thing was alignment. Like, Todd is a really competitive person, so he wanted the competitive people around him. And we brought in the right pieces: Will Richard, Walt Clayton, Ruben Chinyelu, Thomas Halkin, all those guys, Alex Condon, Denzel Aberdeen. We just had really, really competitive guys going to start it off. And then what really changes is bringing in Elijah Martin and Ruben Chinyelu. Those dudes were, first day they got on campus, their competitive desire was at the highest level. So really all three of those programs, we really, really had a competitive group from coaching staff, the managers, the GAs, and that allowed us to take that next step.
Your last stop at Duquesne, does it help coming here to Dayton and sort of understanding the lay of the land of the Atlantic 10?
Absolutely, I would say so. Going to Duquesne was an unbelievable experience. I have so much respect for Drew Joyce and the staff. For one, just giving me an opportunity, but the success we had and the things that we did in year two, it really, really, really shaped how I already had like a relationship with the A-10 just from my time at JMU. We played a couple A-10 schools, Richmond and VCU. But then coming to the A-10 and seeing Dayton coming on the road today and playing against St. Louis on the road, George Mason on the road, it really set me up to kind of come into this with an understanding that, for one, how incredible the A-10 is, and two, just what it takes to win the A-10.
I want to go back to sort of your basketball career as a player and head back down to Florida. When did you fall in love with the game?
Man, to be honest, early on, my mom kind of put the ball in my hands. I played a couple different sports. I played football. One of my best friends, one of my really close friends, Timmy Jernigan, he was all-world football player, won the national championship at Florida State, won a Super Bowl with the Eagles. And I remember playing football, and he hit me so hard that I realized that, I said, yeah, I'm gonna stick. I said, if a guy like this that likes me as a person can hit me this hard, this is not my sport. Like, because somebody out there could be just like him and not like me. So I kind of made the decision then. I was like, Mom, I think I'll play basketball. And my mom, just credit to her, she's amazing. She really just researched basketball, researched like what it takes to be good, would go to the park with me, would take me places to get better. And it really like started the foundation of my love for basketball.
Maybe the hardwood would be a better spot.
Yeah, it was way better.
It definitely worked out.
I was like, I might not be the toughest football player, but I could be a really tough basketball player.
All right, so from your days as a player, then you make that transition. When did you want to become a coach?
So I started my career kind of untraditional. I didn't really know if I wanted to coach college basketball. I had really no aspirations of that. I'm really into sneakers. Like, I love sneakers. So I moved home and I worked at a sneaker store. And Steve Faulkner was the first person I ever worked for. He wrote me on Facebook and was like, man, I heard you back in town. Would love for you to come speak to the team or just come watch a practice. So I went to the practice, and just by God's grace, the players were my little cousin and his friends, who their older brothers were my friends. So once I walked in there the first day, I was like, wow, I think I could do this for the rest of my life. And that was about 11 years ago, and I have not had a plan B at all. This is the only thing I'll ever do for the rest of my life.
And that road leads here to Dayton. What are you most excited about in joining Dayton basketball?
Man, one, Anthony Grant, I think, is as fantastic of a human being as, I mean, he's an elite coach, but the human being he is remarkable. I come from Florida, the University of Florida, obviously that's one of my stops. And while I was there, I developed some incredible relationships with Tracy Paff and Duke Werner. And Torian Green is one of my best friends. So in the way they spoke about Anthony Grant, I think the biggest thing that you can have for you as a coach or a human being is how people talk about you when you're not around. And the way they spoke about him, I knew. That's when I knew, honestly, that I would do anything to come work here, is like knowing that this is the type of man I would be under his leadership. And then the Flyer faithful, to be honest with you, like when I walked in here, and James can tell the story better than I can, I knew about Dayton, but I didn't know. They came to us, and I remember at the end of the game, like everybody just got up and started clapping from Dayton. And I was like, wow, they have a lot of fans here. This is amazing. So then we come here to play them, and I'm looking up in the stadium, in the arena, and I'm like, I met Kane at half court, and I said, Coach, there's no way this is gonna fill up. And he said, I'll see you in 10 minutes. So I walk back and I walk in and I said, and we shake hands with the coaching staff before, and I just smiled the whole time, and I said, I get why you never left. So these fans, they're hungry for championships. They're hungry to win at a big time level. And that's all I care about. I care about these young men being really successful, getting to their dreams, and winning to me is everything. I think that winning they deserve a winning program at the highest level.
Highlighting your career in the game, but let's step outside of basketball and sort of your introduction. Who is Jordan Talley?
More than anything, man, I'm just someone that loves people. Like, I think this game is about people, and then life overall is just about people. So I'm pretty easygoing. Don't have a lot of hobbies outside of basketball. I just love spending time with my family. I love spending time with my friends. I have a goddaughter and godson that I really, really love. So anytime I can sneak away to Tampa and see Chloe and Braxton and Jake and Alicia, I try to do that. And I just try to spend time with my friends outside of the sport and spend a lot of time with my family. Like I said, I love sneakers. That's probably a hobby that I have. But I'm just a guy that really, really loves basketball, that comes from humble beginnings. And I want this to be my life. I want to help kids for the rest of my life and through the game of basketball. And more importantly, I just want to lay the foundation for somebody that's next in this game if they want to pursue the game of coaching.
As a sneakerhead, what's your favorite kicks that you got in the closet?
Man, that changes every day, it feels like. Yes, if you'd have asked me yesterday when I looked in my closet, I would say probably the metallic 5s. But this morning when I woke up, I looked at my white cement 3s. It was like, man, I haven't worn these in a long time. I love this shoe. So I couldn't even tell you. I own a lot of sneakers. That's probably like my vice is I love them.
I feel bad that we're sort of waist up with this camera shot because those Jordans are fire.
Man, I appreciate it.
Jordan, it's been so cool hanging out with you. We are so excited to have you on board here at Dayton.
Man, I'm so excited, man. I appreciate your time, absolutely.